Your scholars say out of the 24,000 that you're boasting about, no two are identical. Then how do you come to know that this is the word of God and this is not, out of the 24,000?
You can tell clearly that they were added at a later time, or at least there were some writings on top of them, because as you can see right here, it's a strange thing usually to have it done this way.
Okay, that's a medallion. That's
right.
Explain what you mean by medallions.
I mean, the medallions, by the way, they do verse endings. Sometimes they have a different system, like every 5 verses they have 1, and every 10, and every 50, and sometimes they go every 100. But those medallions just indicated like here is an end of a package, or of a group of verses.
Of an idea.
Exactly.
Which is fascinating because versification, this is called versification,
that's right,
is not standard even today.
That is correct. There's differences in that as well.
When we say Surah 4, Ayah 167, which is on the screen there, and you open up the Quran in your home, if you have it in your home, it may not be at verse 167. It could be verse 166 or 165. You have to sometimes go read 5 verses before and 5 verses after to find out which one you're talking about, because there is still today not even any standardization.
The easy thing is look at Warsh and Hafs, and you'll see the difference right there.
Because number 16 is an insertion, and we're moved into the Husayni text. This is the Husayni manuscript, which is in the Cairo Mosque, the Musaf al-Sharif as it's called. And this Husayni manuscript, Surah 4, Ayah 33. Now, the kana was omitted when this manuscript was first written. However, look and see where the green arrow is. Take a look where the green arrow is, and you'll see only 2 letters, the first 2 letters of kana are there.
That's right.
And that's interesting. We know the kana should be there. Whoever put those, and you can tell they're at a later date. How can you tell that they're written at a later date?
I mean, it's the very small writing, different style of writing. The pen that was used also is different, and it's an insertion. It's clearly.
One of those copies is even today present in Topkapi Museum in Istanbul. So this, and if you check it with today's Musaf, it is exactly the same, word to word, letter to letter. That's the way. Even if you try to change it, you cannot, because today there are millions of people who know the Quran by heart.
Millions? Of course not. Thousands? Not even thousands. Hundreds? Try again. How many Muslims in the world today have memorized the entire Quran? 0. In Abu Ubaid's Kitab Fada'il al-Quran, we read, Ismail ibn Ibrahim related to us from Ayub, from Nafi, from Ibn Umar, who said, let none of you say, I have learned the whole of the Quran, for how does he know what the whole of it is, when much of it has disappeared? Let him rather say, I have learned what is extant thereof. That is, I've only learned what has survived. Ibn Umar was a companion of Muhammad. He was the son of the rightly guided Caliph Umar. And he tells the next generation of Muslim reciters who are rising up that they should never claim to have memorized the entire Quran because much of it has disappeared.